Yeah, you're the big liar. You're the one that's lying.
Yeah, well, if you say
29 years of
well,
lying.
if you say so, I am. But I'm here today
You
to
caused
get the
this
truth.
all on
Your
yourself.
Honor,
You can
that's
only be
it.
mad at
You know,
yourself.
so-
I'm hood famous.
Right,
You
whatever.
feel me? Like everybody in my city know me. You know what I'm saying?
You say you hood famous,
Yeah, and she just want a piece of that.
and that's why you
Something
think
she
she's
ain't
trying to
doing.
pin the baby on you.
Yeah.
Judge Lake opens the case of Smith versus Lewis. Ms. Smith has waited her entire life for this truth, hoping to prove Mr. Lewis is her biological father. He, however, has spent years in doubt. The stage is set for a dramatic confrontation, with a young woman's lifelong quest for identity hanging in the balance. This is the moment where decades of uncertainty finally meet the cold, hard light of a courtroom.
Ms. Smith, you say and opened your case to prove that Mr. Lewis is your biological father. You claim you are tired of his back and forth as it pertains to paternity and hope today's result will prove what you already know. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Lewis drops a bombshell, describing his relationship with Brittany's mother as nothing more than a hit-and-quit thing. He vehemently denies paternity, stating Brittany is nothing like him. Meanwhile, Ms. Smith expresses her profound pain, revealing his absence and back-and-forth acknowledgement have hurt her so deeply she fears starting her own family. The emotional core of her lifelong struggle is laid painfully bare for the court.
Today is important to me so I can get closure, because it's always going back and forth on why he's not my father. He didn't sign my birth certificate. When he wants something, I'm his daughter. When he don't get what he wants, I'm not his daughter. He just been a big absence in my life.
And I read in the court papers that it hurts you that no one's on your birth certificate.
In a stunning turn, Mr. Lewis reveals he once took infant Brittany into his home for about a decade on and off to keep her out of the system. This admission is completely at odds with his denial. He played a fatherly role for years, a fact that makes his current rejection even more confusing and painful for Brittany. The complexity of their history deepens, showing a relationship far more involved than a simple denial.
Nothing like me, nothing like me. She's not my daughter, period. She's not mine.
And so I want to understand this. You had a relationship with her mother and you admit that. At what point did you find out she was pregnant?
Well, I had moved out of town. A friend of mine I had ran into told me that Liz was pregnant.
Brittany calls Mr. Lewis a fake father, explaining his presence in her life was like a ghost, there 1 minute and gone the next. This inconsistency created a whirlwind of confusion and abandonment. She directly challenges him, questioning how he could care for a child he supposedly doubted. Her raw description perfectly captures the instability that has defined their painful and confusing relationship since her childhood.
Let's talk, you know what I'm saying, what's going on? They ain't had nowhere to go. I took Brittany to my home.
Did you think at that time, this is my daughter, so I'm taking her?
No, I did not want Brittany to be in the system because her mother deals with the system.
Judge Lake poses the critical question. If Mr. Lewis is so sure, why has he avoided a paternity test for 25 years? His defense is weak, claiming he never avoided it, a statement directly contradicted by Brittany's testimony. This avoidance speaks volumes, suggesting a fear of the truth, whether it was to avoid responsibility or to cling to a long-held narrative that justified his inconsistent behavior.
And I just feel like
She was a neighborhood bro.
Hold on,
Excuse me.
let's be respectful.
Excuse me.
And I just don't understand for him to sit here today or stand here today and take a child that you don't think that's yours. Why would you even do that?
Mr. Lewis presents his evidence, a photo of his deceased great-uncle. He claims this man is Brittany's real father, alleging he once walked in on him and Brittany's mother together. This shocking accusation is his ultimate justification for decades of doubt. He presents this salacious story with conviction, believing it absolves him completely and finally reveals the truth he suspected all along.
I just don't understand how you can take somebody and treat them like they're your daughter sometimes, and then the rest of the time they're not.
Because your mother should have
And
came
he
forward and
always
said
stood,
something.
he always
That's why.
stood me up. He made me wait 25 years to get a test.
Brittany, with heartbreaking simplicity, says she didn't ask to be here and just wants him to take responsibility for his actions. Mr. Lewis fires back, insisting the man in the photo is her father. The chasm between them is vast. She seeks acknowledgement, he seeks absolution. His focus remains on proving his innocence rather than addressing the emotional wreckage of the 25-year mystery he helped create.
Smack it. They getting it. Next thing I know, he hear the door open. He turn around and look and see me. She raised her head up. All I did was look and shook my head and walked out.
Wait, so Mr. Lewis, you're saying you walked in and she was in bed with your uncle?
Yes, ma'am.
Brittany makes her final plea directly to Mr. Lewis. She tells him if he is her father, all she wants is for him to sign her birth certificate, nothing more. This request highlights her desire for legal and personal validation, not a relationship. It's a modest yet profound ask after a lifetime of paternal ambiguity. The judge then calls forward two key witnesses, Mr. Lewis's ex-wife and his daughter.
Do you agree with Ms. Smith's testimony that you were inconsistent raising her? She said sometimes you were there, sometimes you were ghost.
Yeah, that's true.
Why is that? Was
Yeah.
it because of the doubt?
It was because of the doubt, and plus I was in and out of town. I stayed in Cleveland. I got family in Georgia, moved down here to Georgia, so yes, I was gone.
Ms. Moore, the ex-wife, testifies that Mr. Lewis presented baby Brittany to her as his daughter. She confirms she cared for the girl for a long time and saw a resemblance. Her testimony undermines Mr. Lewis's current narrative, confirming he initially claimed Brittany as his own. This adds another layer of contradiction, showing his certainty then versus his vehement denial now.
Well, I need you to stop putting her mother down because you slept with her.
Well, yeah.
And so let's get that straight.
Okay,
And
but-
so let's not downgrade a woman in the courtroom unnecessarily, because at the end of the day, Ms. Smith, your mother maintained without a doubt that Mr. Lewis was your biological father.
Yes, Your Honor.
She never told you any different?
Ms. Lewis, Mr. Lewis's daughter, emotionally confirms Brittany is her sister. She reveals their father put her through the same painful doubt, calling out his hypocrisy for claiming to be a real man. Her testimony is a powerful indictment of his pattern of behavior. She offers Brittany unconditional sisterly love, a stark contrast to the conditional and disputed fatherly love from Mr. Lewis.
Ms. Moore, will you please stand and step over to the podium? And Ms. Lewis, please step up to the podium. Ms. Moore, I'd like to ask you, what do you know about this case?
He had brought me his daughter. He told me he had a daughter. And I seen Brittany for the first time, and I said, wow, she looked just like you.
And just to be clear, you are Mr. Lewis's ex-wife.
Yes, I am.
Hearing this support, Brittany says her whole body feels numb, like it has flatlined. The weight of 25 years of waiting and doubting has culminated in this overwhelming moment. Judge Lake acknowledges this profound pain, stating no child should bear this burden. The courtroom feels the gravity of a secret that has stolen her peace and defined her life, all leading to this climactic revelation.
Because I mean,
No, that ain't
it's
true.
just so sad. Cause she, like I said, because I really grew up with Brittany, and it's sad because
I could hear the pain in your voice.
yes, cause
Why are you so hurt? Tell the court. Because I can see it.
because I love Brittany to death, and like I just want her to stop feeling like she alone. She not alone.
The results are in. Mr. Lewis is not the father. He reacts with a triumphant "thank you," but immediately tries to shift all blame to Brittany's mother. Judge Lake swiftly checks him, stating he still played a part in this long-running drama and doesn't get to be the hero. His victory lap is cut short, reminding everyone that the real casualty here is Brittany's sense of self.
Mr. Lewis, you are not the father. You truly thought this was your biological father.
And you know what, Your Honor?
The case of Dixon v. Hunt begins. Ms. Dixon is furious her husband Stephen denies he fathered their daughter Taniya. He believes her past cheating is the reason for his doubt. Their entire marriage and a father's relationship with his child hinge on this single DNA test. The stakes couldn't be higher, setting the stage for a dramatic and emotionally charged paternity revelation.
Mr. Hunt, you state you caught your wife cheating on you and you are convinced you did not father 14-month-old Taniya. You say today's DNA results will determine the future of your marriage. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Hunt describes catching his wife cheating in the most brazen way possible. He came home to find a strange car parked outside. Upon investigation, he discovered his wife, Ms. Dixon, inside with another man. This wasn't a hidden affair. This was a public spectacle, a deliberate act of betrayal staged right outside their own home, designed for maximum impact and humiliation.
Coming home from work, and there's this car in the parking lot. When I approached,
Can I say something?
okay, the reason for me cheating and when I did it, it wasn't.
There is no reason.
It wasn't right.
Judge Lake pieces together the shocking motive. Ms. Dixon admits she was trying to get caught cheating to hurt her husband. This was revenge, plain and simple. She orchestrated the entire scene in front of their house, wanting him to find her. This confession reveals a level of calculated spite that goes far beyond a simple marital indiscretion, turning the case into a story of intentional emotional warfare.
You were trying to get caught.
Yeah.
Because you wanted to be in front of the house, because you wanted your husband to come home and catch you, because you wanted to get him back.
Yep.
So now, how soon after that did you find out you're pregnant?
A couple of months after that happened.
The timeline gets messy. Ms. Dixon became pregnant just a couple of months after the car incident. Mr. Hunt's doubt stems from him being out of town for the entire month of June. He believes he couldn't be the father based on the conception window. This discrepancy in dates is the foundation of his suspicion, turning a joyful pregnancy into a source of deep-seated anxiety and conflict.
Everything else just went out of the window. I was just happy that I was having a baby girl.
And so, at what point does the doubt kick in?
When I'm thinking about the time and I'm realizing that I was gone during the whole month of June. I got back basically July 1st, and
no,
she's trying to tell me that I left.
He was there with me on my birthday, so
I left the whole month of June.
How did you get back in July?
The plot thickens unbearably. Mr. Hunt drops a nuclear bombshell, insinuating that his own brother could be Taniya's biological father. He suggests his brother was staying at the house while he was gone. This accusation introduces a shocking and deeply painful layer of potential betrayal, suggesting the infidelity may have hit closer to home than anyone could have previously imagined.
And you brought a witness.
Yes.
I'd like to hear from her. Please stand, ma'am. State your name for the court.
Janisha Cooper.
Miss Cooper, you are what relation to the defendant?
I'm her aunt.
You are the plaintiff's aunt.
Oh, yes.
This is interesting.
The tension explodes as the aunt, Janisha Cooper, supports the brother theory. She believes it's a possibility, fueling the fire. Ms. Dixon is outraged, defending her character against this specific vile accusation. The courtroom erupts into a heated argument, showing how this paternity doubt has torn through the entire extended family, creating alliances and deepening the wounds for everyone involved.
Well, he's gone. Why is he still there? I'm going to take my brother with me.
Me cheating and then me sleeping with someone who's blood related to him. What characteristics have I shown you as you being my auntie that I'm that type of person? If I slept with somebody else who ain't
you're intentionally willing to get caught in front of your own house.
Yeah.
Right? That clearly proves that you're that person.
No. Ms. Dixon's mother takes the stand and shuts down the rumors with fierce maternal instinct. She states without a doubt that Stephen is the father and that Taniya looks just like him. She tells the meddling aunt to mind your own business. Her testimony provides a stark contrast to the salacious speculation, offering a voice of certainty in a sea of damaging and painful accusations.
She looked just like.
And I tell my mom
And then by
everything.
saying it's the brother, no. It's suspicious. You just need to stay and mind your own business. That's what you need to do.
You put me in the business. I'm all the way here.
Ain't nobody put you in nothing. You being nosy and stuff. You act like you seen them doing it.
So hold on. So Miss Dixon, I want to be clear. You don't believe your daughter had a sexual relationship with her husband's brother. You don't believe that.
No.
The brother himself is brought into the courtroom. Under oath, he is asked directly if he had a sexual relationship with Ms. Dixon or believes he is the father. His answer is a firm and clear no ma'am to both questions. This first-hand denial from the accused man himself provides a moment of clarity, seemingly debunking the most painful theory presented in the case.
Do you admit to having a sexual relationship with Ms. Dixon?
No, ma'am.
You did not?
No.
So, Ms. Hunt, what is your relationship like now with all of this doubt? What's happening in the relationship?
We have times where we're good and we at a steady float, and then it'll take something as small as
Mr. Hunt delivers a heartbreaking monologue about the toll this doubt has taken. He admits he can't even look at his daughter without analyzing her features, studying her smile to see if it's his. Instead of bonding with his child, he's trapped in a cycle of suspicion. This is the real human cost of paternity uncertainty, robbing a father of precious early moments.
I'm looking at my daughter like, is this my baby? Instead of me taking the time to care about this child, I'm taking the time to look at this child. When I'm up at night, I'm staring at this child, not because how beautiful it is, but is this my child?
Ms. Dixon expresses her profound regret, admitting she acted like a reckless teenager, not a married woman. She confesses her revenge plot spiraled far beyond what she ever intended. She just wants to prove the child is his so they can finally move past this and fix their marriage, showing a desperate desire to undo the catastrophic damage her actions have caused.
But what keeps bringing that up is the doubt that he has about his child. So if we can fix that, then we can fix our marriage. Instead of acting like a woman that was married, I was acting like a teenager or someone who didn't know no better.
The first result is in for Mr. Chris Hunt, the brother. The verdict? You are not the father. This provides immediate relief and vindication, clearing the brother of the outrageous accusation. For a moment, it seems like the worst-case scenario has been avoided. But this is only the first part of the dramatic revelation, setting the stage for the main event.
Mr. Chris Hunt, you are not the father. Mr. Hunt, how do you feel about hearing that news?
This is great. I mean, I love my brother. I just needed to know and get that out of the way.
Understood. The next result reads as follows.
The final crushing result for Mr. Stephen Hunt is revealed. The court declares, you are not the father. His wife's desperate hope was wrong. The man who raised this little girl for 14 months is not her biological dad. The revenge cheat had the ultimate unintended consequence, shattering their marriage and leaving a little girl's paternity a mystery with a missing father.
When it comes to 14-month-old Taniya Hunt, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Stephen Hunt, you are not the father. You are not the biological.
No.
The case of Wilson versus Butler begins with a massive age gap revelation. Mr. Wilson, 48, is here to deny paternity of Ms. Butler's two daughters, Zaria and Niana. Ms. Butler, 25, is livid, insisting he is the father. He immediately claims she was a liar, cheating all the time, setting the stage for a messy confrontation rooted in distrust and a significant generational divide between them.
You want Mr. Wilson to take responsibility and step up for these girls as he's done for the other children. Is that correct?
Yes.
Mr. Wilson, I'll start with you. You say you are adamant that these two children are not yours. Explain.
When we first got together, at the time she had the baby, she was a liar, cheating all the time, had multiple guys running out of the house.
Judge Lake calls out the elephant in the room, the 23-year age difference. She questions if Mr. Wilson is using her youth to assume she was out there. His response is an instant classic: age don't make you a hoe. The courtroom gets this priceless piece of wisdom, and Jerome is ordered to write it down. It's a blunt but effective shutdown of using age as a sole indicator of behavior.
Because of this age difference?
No. Age will make you a hoe.
Jerome, write that down for me. We're gonna remember that note.
Okay.
Age don't make you a hoe.
All right.
Okay. So I want to go back and understand your relationship, and since there are two children.
The drama deepens as Mr. Wilson describes catching Ms. Butler in a lie. He brought her lunch at work only to see her get out of another man's car. A confrontation led to him taking her phone, where he discovered she called this other man Daddy. This specific, humiliating detail provides concrete evidence of her infidelity, moving the case from general accusations to a painfully specific betrayal.
Oh, you can't be in a committed relationship unless you live together?
I mean, I did love him, though. I really did, but...
No, she didn't.
I did love you, but I just...
I mean, if you love me, you wouldn't have never, called at work with another guy. And I read the text messages, calling him daddy and all that stuff, and yeah.
The scandal escalates to quadruple dipping with sexy pictures. Mr. Wilson alleges Ms. Butler sent the same explicit photo she sent him to multiple other men. Under questioning, she admits, yeah, I did do that. This confession of recycling intimate content confirms a pattern of deception and a blatant disregard for exclusivity, making Mr. Wilson's doubt seem not just reasonable, but absolutely justified.
So we never really...
So, Mr. Wilson, how did you even find out Ms. Butler was pregnant with Zaria? Because she's admitting to everything you saying.
Yeah.
So...
well, we were still in close contact, and I thought, like I said, I gave her another chance, and she told me she wasn't gonna do it no more, and, doing the lying like she always do. She a habitual liar, and I thought we was being back together, so after we had the baby, I thought we was gonna start all over brand new.
Mr. Wilson delivers the kill shot from the text messages he read. He quotes a message he will never forget: "I want to eat your candy cane." Ms. Butler's feeble response is that she doesn't remember because it was so many guys. This moment is both tragically hilarious and devastating, highlighting the sheer volume of her affairs and the indelible mental scars they left on him.
She had called me 3 hours later after the baby was
Wait a
born.
minute, you went to the hospital, you were in a relationship and you went to the hospital and had the baby without even letting them know?
Didn't let me know. The other guy must have been there.
Like I said, I didn't have my phone.
What are you talking about?
Thank you.
Ms. Butler's defense for one encounter is utterly bizarre. She admits to trying to have sex with the candy cane guy, but claims they stopped because of a condom issue and never finished the act. This weak, we almost did explanation is legally meaningless and only serves to confirm the opportunity for paternity, making her seem either deeply naive or deliberately misleading about how conception works.
Because you've been denying the baby, that's why. So why would her name be your last name?
Because you say he's her father.
I know though, but he's denying.
He says, but you have sex with other people too. You don't deny that. You just say, I have sex with you, that you guys have sex all the time.
The story of Zaria's birth is a paternity red flag parade. Mr. Wilson reveals he wasn't even at the hospital. Ms. Butler didn't call him until 3 hours after the birth, blaming a dead phone. Judge Lake is flabbergasted, pointing out hospitals have phones. This blatant exclusion during a monumental life event screams that he was not considered the father figure at that critical moment.
That's crazy.
I've been telling you for 4
He
years.
is not Zaria's biological father.
4 years I've been telling you.
Zaria? That is sad.
Why don't you just be honest, Ms. Butler, and let us know whether you really believe Mr. Wilson is Nyana's biological father?
The birth certificate saga gets even messier. Mr. Wilson gave the baby his last name at the hospital, but the official paperwork later listed the child as Butler. Ms. Butler's justification? You've been denying the baby. This circular logic, denying him a legal connection because he had doubts, is a stunningly counterproductive move that only served to fuel his suspicion for 4 long years.
We always had sex without no condom. So that's why I don't understand. But Nyana is definitely yours though.
It's a lottery, ma'am.
No, Nyana is definitely yours.
Let me compose myself because I want to get the information on Nyana because I do want her to know who her biological father is, and I'm disappointed, Ms. Butler.
Mr. Wilson shares his heartbreaking initial doubt. He looked at baby Zaria in the hospital and analyzed her features, concluding, "Look at that nose. Come on, that's not my baby." This raw admission shows how paternity doubt can poison the very first moments of fatherhood, turning a time of bonding into a clinical examination and causing years of emotional distance from a child he cared for.
So this is all during when Nyana was conceived?
Yeah.
You got all that going on?
Yeah, she got all
Hiding
that
men in the
going on.
bathroom and
Hiding
men
men
being
in the
over there and
bathroom.
stealing the money, and every time you go over there, you still having sex with her. Now you old enough to know I don't know what you doing.
I know it. But I still love her though. And I still cry.
I mean, really, you've had so much to say about her.
Ms. Butler finally admits the situation hurts, but her reasoning is infuriating. She insists he should know he's the father because we always have sex. Mr. Wilson fires back the obvious truth. You always have sex with multiple men. How should I know? This exchange perfectly captures the fundamental disconnect between her perceived intimacy and the chaotic reality of her promiscuity.
This is all going on when Nyana was conceived.
Yeah.
So we can pretty much say that there's paternity doubt here too, if that
Yeah.
was going on. And Miss Butler, who were you dating other than Mr. Wilson? Because he even says you weren't living together, so he was kind of coming and going, and you were also dating other people. Do you know definitively who you were dating at that
I
time?
mean, I wasn't dating, but I did see the guy like a couple times, and
You know who the guy is?
yeah, but we didn't have.
There's multiple guys.
Judge Lake has finally had enough, telling Ms. Butler, "You on my last nerve right now." She calls the situation messy, and Ms. Butler weakly agrees, saying, "I just want to do better." This is the moment the court's patience snaps, highlighting the sheer exhaustion of dealing with someone who seems cavalier about the profound chaos they've created in multiple lives, including their children's.
I mean, she kind of do look like you.
And so take me to the pregnancy. Take me to the pregnancy. Did you participate in the pregnancy when Nyana?
Not really, I didn't.
You was actually there though. You was there.
I wasn't really there.
When I was pushing out Nyana, I think you was there.
No, I wasn't there.
The result for 4-year-old Zaria is revealed. Mr. Wilson is not the father. He has the ultimate "I told you so" moment, having insisted on this for 4 years. Ms. Butler can only mutter, "That's crazy," in shock. The man who raised her, loved her, and whose heart broke knowing he wasn't her biological dad is finally legally vindicated, leaving the mother to face the consequences of her actions.
In the case of Wilson versus Butler, when it comes to 4-year-old Zaria Butler, Mr. Wilson, you are not the father.
Told you.
Are not?
Yeah, she said it. I'm not the daddy.
Mr. G makes his stance clear. He believes Ms. Cates is pinning baby Messiah on him simply because he's a stand-up guy. He claims to know who the real father is. Meanwhile, Ms. Cates is just as certain he is the dad. We've got a classic he said, she said setup, but with a 2-year-old's paternity and a man's reputation hanging directly in the balance.
So you are joined by your sister today, is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Cates, I want to start with you. The defendant says he knows who your child's father is. Do you?
Yes, I do. And it's him, Kevin.
It ain't me.
So take me to the night you met Mr. G.
The origin story is a one-night stand after meeting at a bar, but the vibe quickly sours as Mr. G describes seeing signs she was unfaithful. Then he drops his theory. He's hood famous from his music, and he thinks she just wants a piece of that. His accusation transforms their romance into a calculated move, suggesting she saw him as a ticket, not a true partner.
So did you start to develop feelings for her?
Of course. You know what I'm saying? I mean, yeah. I fool with her, you know what I'm saying? She cool people, you know what I'm saying? But after I started seeing the signs, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, cause them signs wasn't there at first. Like little text messages, she, you know what I'm saying? She see text messages in her phone or whatever,
you have
whatever.
Text messages in your phone too, like girls be calling you too, don't do that. Like you
I'm about to be calling you, bro.
well known where we from and girls be all over you.
Mr. G describes the classic cheating red flag, the suspicious bathroom phone dash. He says they'd be together. Her phone would ring. She'd claim it was nobody, then immediately take off to the bathroom with it. Judge Lake and everyone who's ever been suspicious of a partner knows this little rhythm all too well. It's a small detail that speaks volumes about broken trust.
Exactly.
But like right after she say that, she get up and take out to the bathroom with her phone. You know
Oh.
what I'm talking about?
Yeah, we all know that little rhythm,
Yeah, you feel me? That's old.
right?
We don't do that no more.
So you started to suspect that she was with somebody else.
Yeah, plus sis told me that, you know what I'm saying? She be in the club turn.
The sister, Ms. Burns, enters the chat as the star witness. She claims she saw Ms. Cates in the club with various men, being all in this guy's face. She insists it was more than just dancing. Ms. Cates fires back, defending her right to socialize. This familial testimony adds a layer of real-world observation to Mr. G's suspicions, making his doubt feel more communal.
And if I'm at the club, I'm gonna dance, I'm gonna socialize because that's what you do at the club. I'm not gonna stand and hold up the wall. I don't do that.
Wow,
I'm
but
you
all up on them, all
I'm not
like
all
this,
up
and all
on
hugging them. That's too close to
sis,
comfort.
No,
you
Yeah,
you
sis.
just met this guy, so you no.
no,
I thought it was
sis.
dancing if you in the club.
So you felt like, Ms. Burns, my brother's girlfriend is doing too much.
Too much.
The testimony gets even more specific. Ms. Burns alleges she saw Ms. Cates at the mall food court with a guy sitting side by side and not across from each other. Ms. Cates claims he was just a co-worker. This seemingly mundane detail is presented as damning evidence, suggesting an intimacy that goes beyond a platonic lunch break in the eyes of a watchful sister-in-law.
Plenty of times.
What did you
One
see?
time I went to the mall, she's sitting in the food court, no family member. So what you doing with this guy in the food court? Too close to comfort.
Who's the guy at the food court?
First off, it was a coworker. I can't eat no food with a coworker at the mall. Like really? Like you ODing right now. I can understand we hugged up or something. Like I can have male friends. I'm
Friends sit
grown.
across from each other, not side by side.
Under pressure, Ms. Cates finally admits the white lie. She confesses she was seeing Mr. G and someone else at the same time. This is the moment the case pivots. Her admission validates the core of Mr. G's suspicion and introduces the tangible paternity doubt that brings them to court. That one other person is now a central character in this drama.
I'm not denying that I was in a relationship with someone else and it was just that one person. But all this other me in the club, flirting with this guy at the mall, hugged up with this guy, all of that, nah, that's a negative.
I ain't blind and I don't wear glasses.
All right.
Mr. G points out a major flaw in her story. He states they never used protection, so why would she use it with the other guy? He finds it illogical, asking, "What's different from me and him?" This isn't just about intimacy, it's about the calculus of risk and her perceived disrespect toward him, making her entire narrative seem inconsistent and unreliable.
You feel me? Then she messing around with all these dudes and all this
All
co-work.
these dudes. I won't mess with my coworker.
Co-worker
We
though?
go eat.
So, Miss Kate, you admit, though, that there was another man. So why is it you are so certain Mr. G is the
Because I
biological
remember the
father?
night he made the baby. Like, I remember that night.
The protection plot thickens. When asked directly, Ms. Cates claims she was using protection with the other guy. This crucial admission completely contradicts Mr. G's logical argument and makes her certainty that Mr. G is the father seem more plausible. It's a shocking reveal that swings the momentum briefly back in her favor and adds a new variable to the paternity equation.
She's talking to me. She's not talking to you.
But you was though, so keep it G.
Before that night, yes. But once that night hit, I wasn't talking to the other guy.
Man, she lying like that.
Were you using protection with the other guy?
Yes.
Is you serious?
And why do you seem so sure she's lying, Mr. G?
Judge Lake asks the million-dollar question. When you found out you were pregnant, did you tell the other guy? Ms. Cates says no, stating flatly, I didn't feel like I needed to tell the other guy because he's the daddy, meaning Mr. G. This selective notification reveals where she placed her bets and her confidence, rightly or wrongly, in who she believed the father to be.
But that is a fair question. When you found out you were pregnant, you contacted Mr. G. Did you tell the other guy?
No, I didn't tell the other guy because he's the daddy. I didn't feel like I needed to tell the other guy. The other guy is non-existent right now.
Because once you had the magical fun night, you never slept with the other guy again.
Right.
The sister, Ms. Burns, delivers a cold but principled stance. She has 13 nieces and nephews and refuses to accept Messiah until we find out. She declares she won't let her brother be pinned with something that's not right. This highlights the wider familial impact of paternity doubt, where a child can be intentionally excluded from a potential family unit awaiting scientific truth.
So far as me accepting something that's not mine, I'm not finna do. My brother's a good man. To pin something on him, that's not right. So until we find out, I'm not going to accept it.
Does Messiah call you daddy?
I mean, nah, not really sometimes.
Yeah, he do.
Sometimes. You can't listen to nothing she talking about, I'm telling you.
No, we can't listen to nothing you're talking about.
She be lying. She's a compulsive liar.
In a surprisingly mature turn, Mr. G says if Messiah is his son, he'd commit to making it work with Ms. Cates, even suggesting parenting classes. He reveals he grew up without a father and felt hopeless, vowing his son wouldn't feel that same pain. This heartfelt moment shows a man willing to step up, contrasting sharply with the hood-famous persona.
If Messiah my son, then I want him to have his mother and his father there. So we're gonna have to do something. Even if we gotta, you know what I'm saying, take little parenting classes or whatever, whatever's gonna take, you know what I'm saying, to make this thing work, you know what I'm saying? It's for my boy, I got to. You know what I'm saying? I'm a man at the end of the day.
I love that you said parenting class.
The result is in. Mr. G, you are not the father. His sister immediately says, I told you. The man who was willing to build a family is gutted. The result confirms his deepest suspicion, but also shatters the future he was reluctantly preparing to embrace. The stand-up guy was right, but the victory is hollow, replaced by the sting of betrayal.
It has been determined by this court. Mr. G, you are not the father.
Told you so.
I'm sorry, Mr. G.
Ms. Davis drops her bombshell with cold precision. She admits she lied for decades and is now ready to prove Mr. Haggerty is not the father. She then delivers the ultimate dismissive line, reducing the man who raised her child to just a playmate. This casual cruelty sets the tone for a case about a 30-year lie that is finally, painfully, coming undone in front of everyone.
Ms. Davis, you admit to lying to Mr. Haggerty and your daughter, but say today you are ready to tell the truth and prove that he is not her father.
Yes.
The daughter, Ms. Wandick, is rightfully furious. She calls out her mother's playmate comment as deeply unfair to both her and Mr. Haggerty. Through tears, she explains her own children are now confused about who their grandfather is. The abstract lie has become a practical, multi-generational problem, showing how a mother's secret can ripple through an entire family, causing chaos and heartache for decades.
But I know who the biological father is.
Excuse me, Your Honor, she's saying that he was just a playmate, but how is that fair to this man and to me for her to be saying that he's just a playmate when from jump you led this man to believe that he was my father the whole 29 years of my life?
Ms. Wandick paints a beautiful picture of Mr. Haggerty as her wonderful father. She reveals she was in and out of the foster system, and he was her stability, picking her up and introducing her to his awesome family. He never treated her differently from his other daughter. This testimony makes the mother's lie seem even more monstrous, betraying the one man who provided real, consistent love.
I was in and out of the system, and he'll come pick me up from my foster care home, take me around to his side of the family, which is, they're awesome. He's just been an outstanding dad. He didn't treat me no different from my sister.
A stunning twist arrives with Ms. Doro, who is Ms. Davis's own sister. She testifies against her, standing with Mr. Haggerty. She states that when her sister first got pregnant, she told the entire family that Craig was Marla's father. She even says the baby looked just like him. This familial betrayal underscores the depth of the original lie and isolates the mother with her own fabrication.
Called me. She said, me and Craig just got through doing, and she said, I'm pregnant. And she told me and our family that Craig was Marzella's father.
Mr. Haggerty.
Mr. Haggerty.
She said it?
She said it.
She didn't name anybody else?
She didn't name no one else but Craig Haggerty.
Ms. Wandick describes the shocking moment the truth began to surface. At 19, a strange man approached her at a sibling's house and started crying, claiming, "I'm your father." Imagine the confusion and existential dread of that moment for a young woman who had never doubted her identity. This was the first crack in the foundation of her life, a foundation her mother had carefully built on a lie.
When I really found out things was I was at a sibling's house, and this other man came up to me and he started crying, and I'm like, whoa, why are you crying? Like, who are you? I don't know you. Why are you crying? Why are you looking at me just crying? And he was like, you don't know who I am? He was like, I'm your father.
In a devastating reveal, we learn Mr. Haggerty is hearing about this other man for the very first time, right here in court. The host confirms, "Today, right now this court informed you. His world is being shattered in real time. The man who loved and raised a child for 29 years is discovering the core of that relationship was a fiction, live on television."
Today,
right now,
this court informed you that there was another man that could be your daughter's biological father,
Yes.
saying he is her biological father.
Yes.
So you were never, Miss Wandick, you never told Mr. Haggerty that you had been spending time with this other man and having dinners?
No, Your Honor, I distanced myself from Mr. Haggerty.
Ms. Davis's story gets even messier. She admits the baby was already conceived in my belly when I was playing with Mr. Haggerty. She then reveals the other man was at the hospital and signed the birth certificate. This isn't a case of simple confusion. It was a deliberate, long-term deception from the very beginning, with one man playing dad and another legally documented as the father.
You told him that?
Yes.
Did you tell the other man you were in the relationship that he was the father too?
The other man already knew because he called it when Marcella was first.
So who was at the hospital when your daughter was born?
The
other man.
Yeah.
The mother's alleged motive is revealed, and it's deeply disturbing. Ms. Davis says she wanted a baby by Mr. Haggerty so bad, after having 4 miscarriages with him, so she put Nicole on him. This is a chilling admission of using a child as a tool to fulfill a personal desire, regardless of the biological truth or the lifelong consequences for the daughter and the devoted father.
So bad I had 4 miscarriages by him.
So you lie?
4 miscarriages. So I put Nicole on him, but I know who the father is.
Let me see that evidence. Let me have your folder as well, please, ma'am. Thank you.
The final piece of legal proof is presented, the birth certificate which Ms. Wandick admits she had never seen in her 29 years of life. It clearly lists the other man as the father, not Mr. Haggerty. For 3 decades, a legal document existed that contradicted the family narrative, a truth that was hidden in plain sight, making the mother's lie feel even more calculated and intentional.
Marzella Nicole Wandick is listed as the child's name. Mother, of course, Tessie Joyce Davis. And father's name, the other man, is on the birth certificate. That is not Mr. Haggerty.
Excuse me, Your Honor.
Miss Wandick, have you ever seen your birth certificate?
I've never seen my birth certificate 29 years of my life.
Mr. Haggerty's biological daughter, Vanessa, testifies with powerful emotion. She says Ms. Wandick looks more like my dad than I do, and that she has always been her sister wholeheartedly. This isn't about blood, it's about a lifetime of shared experiences and love. Her testimony reinforces that family is defined by action and commitment, not just by DNA, creating a stark moral contrast.
That's all I've ever known. Like when we were young, we dressed alike. She was with us for a while, so yes, I believe that's my sister, wholeheartedly.
Oh, so precious, y'all holding hands. I love that. And I could see throughout the testimony the tears coming down your eyes.
Oh, of course. It's emotional, you know what I mean? Like, who wants to go 30 years without knowing if they have a sister, a younger sister at that I always wanted one, you know what I mean? So of course it's emotional.
The daughter accuses her mother of a financial motive. She claims her mother only revealed the other man as the father after he accumulated all this money, telling her to get some money from him. This accusation reduces the sacred bond of paternity to a transactional scheme, suggesting the truth was only valuable when it could be monetized, adding a layer of greed to the deception.
So it was all about the money, because that's when she told me.
So when was this?
This was back in 2016, Your Honor. Other than that, she hasn't said anything about this other man being my dad. So why you haven't been said something if that wasn't what it was about, if it wasn't about the money, why would you say that?
The result is finally read. Mr. Haggerty, you are not the father. The man who loved her as his own for 29 years is biologically unrelated, but the moment is not about victory, it's about profound loss. Yet immediately, Mr. Haggerty and his daughter Vanessa rush to comfort Ms. Wandick, proving that their bond is stronger than a DNA result and that true fatherhood is a choice of the heart.
In the case of Haggerty versus Wandick, when it comes to 29-year-old Marzella Wandick, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Haggerty, you are not the father. Miss Wandick, are you okay, honey?
Something that could have been settled 29 years ago.